Okay. That should be live across everything. We're going to keep this open because that's the shared chat. Let's start here. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're doing an interesting one. We're back in Hearthstone after a long time away from it. But we're not just playing a... I would have preferred to play a multiplayer game today, but one, I was busy, and two, the planned multiplayer game fell apart, so that was never going to happen. But instead, I've had this idea for a while now, and I'm finally going to do it. The idea is I play as the Gemenreich. As you can see here, got it selected, Gemenreich. Funny mustache man right there. We're going to play it on Iron Man mode. I don't know what achievements might get, but I don't feel like it'd be very fair to just go back and save scumless. I'm going to keep AI historical AI on because it's going to work with the idea. Because the idea today is, instead of it being a normal German playthrough where we just try to take all of Europe, taking Europe is like not even a secondary thought. It's at the back of our mind. It's going to end up happening because resources and everything that's going to be needed, especially with the historical on, because eventually everyone will try to come for us. But the main goal here is avenging the Battle of Jutland. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Battle of Jutland was a major naval engagement between the Germans and the British during the First World War, which saw the destruction of the Royal German Navy against the British Royal Navy. Now, obviously, that means that in this game, we're not just going to be focusing on new tanks and new planes, but instead we're going to be focusing on ships. And instead of primarily on trade interdiction, which means submarines, we're going to be going for the high seas fleet. We're going to be trying to build Bismarck. We're going to be trying to build aircraft carriers, and we're going for Sea Lion before we even think of going east. Primarily because, well, yeah, we're avenging Jutland, so we want to get our Jews on the British side, but we also want to assert ourselves as the primary naval power of the world. We want to retake our colonies around the world, which means our colonies from the Pacific, which there was the German treaty port in China. There was the few sort of like islands in the Pacific, I'm pretty sure, that were German at one point. I think Japan actually took those. So we might look at even fighting the Japanese at some point. But there was the German colonies in Africa as well. So all in all, it's not intended to turn into a world conquest, but the way that this is going to be set out is very much Navy is first, Air Force is second. We're going to need a strong army, but tanks, I don't think we're going to have the funding to put tanks at the front of that. Tanks are probably going to instead get integrated into infantry divisions, which means I'm probably going to end up having pseudo Space Marine sort of divisions, which, if you don't understand what that is, it's basically a infantry division with like heavy tanks or super heavy tanks. I'm not 100% sure which direction we'll go yet, but probably heavy, but we're going to work with what we've got. Because we also don't want to slow the infantry down too much. We want the infantry to be able to still have a heavy impact. And if possible, as we go on, move from pure infantry to maybe motorized or maybe even mechanized infantry. Which I think would benefit us greatly because it puts everything in one strong, singular sort of division across the board. At least that's my view on it. Which might not end up going that way. It probably won't end up going that way, but we'll see. Let's start off then with what we're going to do first. Economy-wise, I think we're going to go left side. Reason for it, yes, it gives us a lot of shit at the start, and that's why we're going to start with this now. But it keeps us out of the threat of having to have that that war-based economy where you've got to be capturing land, you've got to be exploiting the captured land to keep the war effort going. Which, as much as we could go that path, I don't think it's a very wise idea, as well. We can't 100% say that we'll be constantly taking land, because we're going to be focusing on naval. So there's going to be moments where capturing land is going to take a bit of a backseat. So we're going to need a breather, and we're going to need to do that without knowing, well, with the comfort of knowing that our economy isn't going to just die. So we're going to start there. And then we're also going to max out the infrastructure in some of these states to start off with. The dams, the high resource states. Let's get these all built up first. And as for technologia, well, we're going to go with the standard stuff first. We need construction. We're going to get the what you call it, the computer stuff going. Now, I think it would be a bad idea to jump straight into researching carriers. As much as Navy is going to be a big focus, we're not going to be able to outmatch the Royal Navy straight away in carriers, because what we have nothing. They've got, I think, 6 carriers. I could be wrong. In I don't remember specifically, but Intel tells us 4 to 7. So I'm gonna call it 5-6 carriers. So I'm thinking we focus on the stuff that we know. We a few battleships, cruisers, destroyers, obviously a decent submarine fleet as well, and all of our air power, because we should in theory still be fighting the British Navy fairly close to our own land. We will emphasize land-based air for fighting the British Navy, which might actually come as a benefit when it comes to finally fighting the British, because it means that instead of guaranteeing a naval dominance to land on the British Isles, we can potentially look at power dropping, which might actually open up a lot of avenues for ensuring a landing survives. So with that in mind, let's have a quick look. Let's modernize the rifles, because we're going to need that. well, not rifles, the support equipment side of that. There's not too much we can research in air right this moment without going ahead of time. Same with naval ships. We could get sonar and depth charge throwers. We'll get them later on. Let's get some of the fire control and damage control stuff going, I think. Or no, yeah, we don't have fire control systems going yet, so fire control methods and damage control. Let's start working on this stuff. So then we can hopefully ensure our ships are top of the line. Who should I put in charge of this research, essentially? We'll go with the task force, guys. I haven't looked too much at what each MIO does, especially on the German Navy side. So I could be picking the wrong things entirely. Aircraft, we're going to have to rejig. Artillery. How basic is that now? Okay, so I'm thinking, because we do have heavy tanks, we just start producing this one. What's the infantry MIO do? Reliability, we'll make it with Porsche. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna focus a fair bit of the production on that right now. We're gonna quickly bring all of the divs into one area. I'm going to change them to just infantry divisions. I know that's probably not the best way of doing it, but I am. Because the plan is, like I've said, to try and fuck off. Create one division across the board. Oh yeah, we also have these the Command HQ divisions now as well, which I've not worked with before, so they could be interesting to look at. Now, research. One thing I want to do, I'm not just going to put any old heavy tanks into the infantry divisions, no. I'm going to make them specialised. They're going to be heavy artillery, heavy anti-tank, heavy anti-air. So we're going to try and make the tanks that we are putting into the divisions useful for those divisions in the large part. Yeah, go for that. Need to assign a admiral. That we will do. Who should we put in charge here? We will put. Is that the positioning one? Positioning, yeah. I don't know what the theatre admirals give to the overall use of the Navy. But I'm going to assume that theatre at the positioning is going to help them in terms of just making sure that everything's in place with the best possible speed. Hopefully. Again, not particularly very good at Navy in this game, and it's been a very long time since I've really gone big on Navy. We will keep the U-boats separate. Start just drilling the main force up because we need that naval XP. We are going to need a fair bit of army XP, so we're going to grind them up a bit. As for the Air Force, we're going to dismantle all the current air wings and fighters, tactical bombers. Let's deploy you guys and just drill away. Now, something to keep in mind as well, we're also going to be shifting up how we run our Air Force. So we're going to have the fighters, obviously. We're going to obviously have CAS, but CAS isn't going to be a priority. It's going to be naval bombers will be the first, but we're not going to make small airframe. I don't even think we're going to really focus on medium airframe for the naval bombers. I think we're going to go for big, large frame flying boats. I think that's the way I'm going to go with it. Because do we have into our large airframe right here? Yeah. I don't think there's there's no thingy for it. But what I'm thinking is, obviously, we can strap 3 torpedoes to it. We could probably keep it at 4 engines. The issue right now is that we don't have the experience to make it a flying boat. Yeah, could probably add a couple guns to it for self-defense, maybe even recon camera, because then we can have it both naval patrol and interdiction, so we can have a small flight doing the air recon. And so 1 lot of defense. Maybe another defensive turret like that. Defensive turrets are probably not worth putting on. They only give us 2.5 air attack. Well, that price though. Yeah, we're not going to bother with that. I see, actually. But just that, they haven't. That naval attack, maybe. Where's the torpedo stat? Sub detection, surface detection. Fair enough. I'm not sure what exactly is going on there, why it's not giving it before I look at the adjusters, but if I hover over that, we're looking at like 37 naval attack. I think that seems pretty good to me, especially if we went to say, do we already have a naval bomber? This naval bomber here, which is only 13, does have its own gun. Like if we remove that, it's got floats, so basically it's the same thing now, just with one torpedo instead. 13 attack for 24 production. The other one was 89 production. So yeah, you could make 4 of these for every, well, 3.5 of these for every one of the big one. But the big one also comes at more than 3. I think it's like nearly 4 times the damage. But saying that, I did also have on recon on the other one. I could have probably removed that by the looks of it, because it does have, even without the recon bit, it does have naval patrol, and that gives us 80 production instead of 89, and still at 37 naval damage, which obviously we're still putting more effort into making these, but they're going to be hitting harder. My justifications could be a little wrong, but you know, we're going to work with it. I think we've organised all the starting stuff now. I'm going to play this for the most part speed 4. We'll probably slow it down when we need bits to do. We'll even pause it occasionally. Right, let's go. Let's start doing this. Yep. So, one thing I will do, it's not an immediate priority, but we will want to build a naval research facility and a air research facility. I think, actually, do we get either of those from focuses before we just jump straight down them? It doesn't look like it. No, it doesn't look like it. So we'll build these after we've gotten the initial infrastructure all built up. We'll try to just lean on that side of things. We're going to do as much of the initial Mepho build sort of stuff first. We need to get that infrastructure built up and our economy hopefully starting to walk itself back. Because we do also get a few extra civs down this way and an extra research slot. That's when we hit 50 civs. We're not that far away from that, actually. We're at 39 at the start of the game. That'll give us 41. That's another 2. That's 43. Potentially build 7. Might be able to do that quite easily. But this is going to be the main killer, the Mepho bill repayments. But they actually fall out pretty quick. The 5th of April, 36. So we only have a couple months with that, really. Oh, actually, let's pause briefly because even though I set some of the production up, I've not really done anything with the naval side of things, and I don't want loads of the early submarines built. I don't mind having a couple extra of the early crew destroyers built, or at least the basic destroyers built. The interwar ones would probably harm us more than they're worth. So if I do have any interwar destroyers especially, I will likely scrap them. Yeah, early destroyers. We have a fair few of them in service at the moment. Because it is, if I look at outdated, it's early, basic, yeah. So yeah, we probably will at some point filter out those. Well, I say filter out. Can't really do much about that. I'll probably just decommission them or stick them just to patrol. I don't know. I'll have to look at what we're looking at. Hats on the side again. So, got decent production of those heavy tanks. Obviously, I should probably make a cheaper template that they're building, purely because these are just going to be conversion tanks, really. So they don't need all this extra stuff. The issue is I don't have a lot of experience right now, so I can't just change the entire model. Oh, or would it be cheaper to just design a new one? What do I need? Main armament. Autocannon. Oh, I should have just done this. Is thinking maximize reliability on this one. Blah, 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 blah. Ah, okay. I could start building that now actually. Which means they will get built so much quicker because we just went from like 2 a week with half decent. Well, with product. Oh, what is that? I'm fucking trying to get with production efficiency already built up a little bit to nearly 4 a week with it decimated. So they're going to build so fucking fast. So when I have the actual artillery gun, the AT gun, and when I finally start building anti-air variants as well, there's going to be a lot for them just to take from. We'll cut light tank production, not because we don't want light tanks, but because they're going to be put into a scout role. And as much as it is going to be needed, it's not life and death right this minute. And 2 a week, it's got a few years to build that. So yeah, we've got no issues with letting that just build up over time. Now we've got to just gun down our industry tree so we can get rid of some of this consumer goods because it is killing us. Because consumer goods being set at like, what is it at the moment? 70. Wait. Oh, actually, it's over 100% in it. Civilian economy has us at 35%, and then 75%. Yeah, it's not a very good place to be. Right, so we are going. We don't have enough to actually set these off just yet. I think we're gonna go for a line of battle. So let's have a look around the world. Okay, so let's grab the anti-tank gun next. Some border conflicts going on in China. The Ethiopian war's going on. Spanish Civil War's not kicked off yet. So there's relatively quiet world at the moment. That's something that's going to actually allow us to cut back on how many factories we've got on guns. Because we're not going to need a terrible amount. What do I need to make a full division there? So I'd need another 6, 12, 18. Want that. Afghanistan seeks investment, undermining enemy influence. Yeah, we'll invest. Why not? Mess with the Soviets a little. Abolish price controls. We are nearly out of fuel. I'm not too worried about running out of fuel. What, we have a month's worth left, roughly, give or take. Maybe I should import some actually. Oil. Who should we buy from? Where is? We'll get a couple factories worth from Iran, I think. That don't do much. That the civilian economy is not helping in that regards, and that is the Spanish Civil War. So let's. Are they going to accept volunteers? We need 2 divs. Randomly pick you 2. Sign that guy. You. And we'll send you some air as well. They're accepted that. Got enough political power to do something on our side. We don't have the war support to go to war economy though. Which I'm a little surprised by, but I'm guessing that's because I haven't done anything on this side. No, that doesn't give us war support. That gives us 5. Hmm. We'll have to worry about the war support soon, but either way, let's get us off civilian economy. Let's move to partial because it's just, yeah. Because civilian just messing with everything. Oh, 1 minute. Okay, and I'm back. So, where was we? Okay, so we have factories back from that now because we've gone from safe to partial. Still not great, but I don't think we get any debuffs from building at all at this point. It even helps our fuel a little bit, actually. Because we don't get a debuff from the fuel per oil, yeah. Oh. Do we have any air wings we can send to Spain? We can send 2. So if we pop a cat up, yep. Just grind up a little bit. You can stop grinding and fly over here. Start getting us some air superiority. Because that's our guys arriving in theatre. Okay. Let's get in there, kill that. We're going to deal with all the guys in the north, try and avoid the civil war spiraling as much as possible. You know what? Let's not wait for them to become green. Let's just fly them over. Give us the support. And let's get killing the pockets. Because we do benefit from not killing our fuel right now, let's put the fleet back into harbour. Stop exercising. As much as we need you to grind up as much as possible, let's just ease up on that a little bit. That'll be pretty good. Let's grab that. We're capped at how far we can go because we actually need excavation 3 there, and we need advanced machine tools there. So we can get these 2 bits of the economy done, grab the Rhineland, get the dams built. We won't be too far from actually having all the civs to be able to get that extra research slot, and then I think we'll plow through a bit of the Navy and the Air Force. So we'll start there. Like I said, this game, the priority is going to be on avenging Jutland. We're going to go all out on just trying to dominate the high seas and ensuring the restoration of the German Navy and the German ownership of all the oceans of the world. Excellent. So naturally, no more naval training means we've got plenty of fuel coming in. It's building up slowly. The Air Force is obviously getting priority here because of that. We're not burning any in the drilling of the army either at the moment, because we currently don't have any tanks or anything in the army. That is going to change, like I said, which the Spanish Civil War is actually going to help in this, because we're going to be making a few support tanks for the infantry divisions, which we're currently making one convert tank essentially every day now. So that's brilliant. Brilliant stuff. We like it. Let's see what we can actually do now, actually saying that. Let's pause. No, in fact, let's finish the Spanish Civil War and then have a look at what we can get up to building wise. These infantry divisions are not terribly great at this sort of thing. I should have kept the light tank divisions for the Spanish Civil War, but shoulda, coulda, we're just going to deal with it. We're going to push on through, we're going to get this sorted. We've got our Air Force up over Spain anyways, so we should hopefully be able to still make decent headways. Especially if the Spanish give us a hand instead of just fucking off and leaving us alone. Send you... Ah, fuck, can't do that. There we go. And where are we looking? Battle doesn't look like it's too far from being done. Let's get... Of course they declined it. You know, fighting alongside them, but they don't want to give us an attaché. Right, let's fly over here. Not going to be able to do a terrible lot. So we're going to go to Zaragoza, and then we will... From Zaragoza, we will try to get... just push across to Tartus. I'm terrible at pronouncing these things. Tartus. Probably take out the northeast first, and then circle it down. Right. Right. And from here, we're going to grab that. We're going to accept our attaché now. Let's quickly dump you guys into divisions. Back over here. In fact, let's bring the Air Force over so the infantry has all the support possible. Yep, there's the Soviet Air. There's the Soviets. Mountaineer and Tank Division down there. As to have been expected. this is why we need to we do need to put effort into the Air Force to ensure that we are able to support the ground forces. Don't have anything decent for fighters right now, but we'll start producing a better fighter. Can we do much in terms of the CAS? We can. Targeting. Let's get rid of that, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's jump for that. I actually said that I wanted to grab the Rhineland real quick so I could get the dams built, so let's do that. Fire control, the Navy's gonna need that. Let's do it. Let's try to push a cross, like I said. Oh, this is new. What's this? Large caliber version of an armor-piercing artillery ammunition designed for penetrating fortifications. Ah. Hmm. Well, that just sounds like a good idea. Like, we're not going to be, per se, building a lot of artillery, but we are going to be putting self-propelled artillery into the divisions, and I didn't realise piercing had much effect in terms of fortifications, but even if that's not the case, it'll mean that the infantry will have a better chance at fighting tanks with the piercing increase. So let's do that. That's actually, I think that's a new tech. Because I'm sure I've not seen that one before. What are we short on? We're short on chromium. Let's buy from... the Swedes. So that's the Rhineland. Let's grab that. Oh yeah, we're 46 civs, so we're really close to being able to get that next one. Let's use the boost on the next heavy tank. I know it's like quite a way away, but yeah. Oh. Well... That's not affected us badly, that Civil War split there. Minor inconvenience? Yeah. Problem? No, not yet. Can we make this work to our advantage? Possibly. Let's start researching large airframes, because we are going to need that. Doesn't look like the Spanish can get in behind me just yet, so let's have a really quick look. What main armaments can we put on this? Because we do ideally want like a support gun sort of thing. Because we want this to be artillery. Fixed superstructure. Does that reduces breakthrough? Not ideal. Well, we can increase reliability with that one. Ooh, I would open that far. I want to keep production down, so I don't want to go cast. Maybe welded when we get that. Speed's not a big concern right now, so we're gonna go diesel. Radio. Go a couple fuel tanks. Just keeps it going for a little bit longer, doesn't it? Slope time is real. Is it gonna be a big thing? I'm gonna do a slope timer. I know it's not gonna like be crazy effective sort of thing, but at the same time, I'm thinking if I can get I'm gonna do that. I'm thinking if I can make all of the individual support tanks have a reasonable amount of armor, it just buffs out the infantry division, doesn't it? The infantry division goes from no armor to 10, 20 armor. Basically means most things can't kill it. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Then I don't want to fix superstructure, but it doesn't need to be a full turret either. Again, I think we're mostly going to lean on reliability, diesel. Radio, couple fuel drums, and sloped armor. That was a lot cheaper. Conversion wise, that's like 13 instead of 20. Does the keeper the 3-man turret actually makes that a lot better? 1 second. Wait. I'm now curious. Did I change the turret on this? No, I kept the turret. Huh? Was I looking at conversion when I did that? I might be losing my mind a little there. Anyways, let's go for the final one. Stick with that. This time we're going tank destroyer. Once again, does not need to be. Ooh. Super fast. It just needs to work and get the shit we want done. Armor's nice. Reliability is a bit lower than the others. Oh, we've actually basically used all of our XP at this point. But that being said, if we can get a couple of these being produced, doesn't necessarily have to be in large quantities. I sent the wrong thing into the graveyard there. Wanted that one gone. We can produce something like that. I think that works quite nicely for us. And that means in a year or two we can make our infantry beefier. We actually have political power to use. We can go to war economy now, which I do think is going to be the best option for us. Yep. And let's get a naval theorist? No. We want a naval theorist, but we're not going to make that the first thing. We're going to get the chief of the navy first, and then we'll get the naval theorist. How much have we got left over here? We're about to get 2 more civilians through a focus. So if we build 2 more now, we put them right at the top of the list. Oh, actually, are those smart places to build them? Because doesn't dams give more local construction speed? They do, so let's build them over here instead. meaning they're going to pop up as quick as possible, and then we'll get the extra research speed, and we'll just be... I don't know what we're going to use that on yet, but it's just going to be full stop useful. Because whether it be researching more naval stuff, whether it be industry, or even air, or nuclear, it's going to be useful. We have scientists for everything, so I don't need to worry about political power for them. I will build a nuclear research facility at some point down the line. I'm thinking concentrate. We're hopefully not going to be switching up our templates very often in terms of what we're producing. We're hopefully going to get one template that works well, and we're going to stick with it for as long as possible till technology, well, needs to be caught up with. We're not going to donate fighters to Bulgaria. Sorry, Bulgaria. You're not important to me. We're not going to bother with trying to get them to align. This could be beneficial. What's that? No, I want my factories. And that is the dam built. Let's do the Führer thing really quick, because it takes time for these guys to build up as well. Have they changed these guys so they're more or less the same? Hess's political power, advisor cost. Oh, that's not bad. Thinking Hess, war support. We're not really gonna be worried about the spies too much, I don't think. Himmler. Again, I think it's Spy or SS actually, this one. For the spy side, it might be worth it. I've not actually even done anything with the spies, so let's actually make the agency, because I completely forgot about them. I probably will get Goring actually, because the industry bonuses are just going to be quite nice. We'll get Hess first for the extra political power, because the others sap the political power. Hess, Goring, and Spear? These two are actually fairly similar, but Tot seems to be a bit more military, so it might actually end up being Tot. We certainly will see. What's outdated? Oh yeah, that, because I'm using that as a conversion tank. To be fair, I think I'm just gonna I'm using the medium airframes in my cast mostly right now, aren't I? Oh, it's not even those ones I'm using. Yeah, I'm just going to kill off that production line. It's not needed right now. The fighters are a bit of a mix, but the BF-109Ds are coming in, and they're going to be big. Like I said, Hess first. Higher attack, higher speed, lower agility. Yeah, I think most of the deaths here are all the fighters dying off. Because these don't look like they're going down as often, if at all. So it's all the interwar fighters dying, which isn't bad for us. I do need to expand the Navy at some point. We're gonna grab this really quick. Let's grab you're not, other than the consumer goods, you're not going to be terribly great for me now. You're going to be useful. I'm going to grab you, so upgrading the spy agencies a little cheaper. Let's go. Localized training. Interrogation. Right. So fighters are going to primarily be space dominance across everything, so they're going to do that. I know I should be mindful of the fact that I am going to have to upgrade things when it comes to my political power, but at the same time, my fighters are as good as they're going to be for a while because, well, until I get better engines, they've already got fighter engine 2s, they've already got cannons. The only thing that would improve them slightly is the self-sealing fuel tanks. That's not something I'm going to worry about right now. You. Where should I start this? Let's get one. Let's try and get one collab on Poland. We'll try to get 1 or 2 collabs on France, and then we'll put our entire effort into England. Right, I think we have enough political power to quickly make our anti-tank variant. We're going to keep everything as close to the original as possible, whilst keeping reliability up. I think that's where we're capping out. Hey. Oh, we need to actually have more than 50 sieve factories, so we'll build one more sieve factory. That'll push us over the 50 mark, and then it'll just be not what I thought I selected. I don't think we'll quite need that many. What's that? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Go 10, just for a nice round number. Well, that'll put us up to a total of 24. Call it 25 dockyards. Oh shit, I forgot about the Condor Legion over there. Huh. We're obviously going to go plan Z at some point. More dockyards there, more dockyard, more dockyard. Do we just do it now? I don't want it. Don't go. Right, let's. Yeah, let's get more guys into Spain. Let's do the Condor Legion. We'll do that one. And still, I'm gonna guess that it's over here. Ah, it's that one. You have to go quite a chunk down for him, don't you? What's the other options? Division organizations are always nice to have. Gonna go for him. as much as like the peaceful way of getting checks seems nice, I'm just gonna go through the historical side of that. Probably gonna do the answer soon, which means we need to build up the army more. Which means we need to have a substantial increase across the board. Our politicians return from investment negotiations in Athens. I don't see any reason to invest in Greece. Not now, or nor in the near future. Ooh, this air wing's taking a bit of a battering. What's going on? Huh. It's the DAs I'm currently building. I thought the Ds were. Well, now all the interwar planes are dead. What's going on? One of them, none of ours. I think it's one of those where I need to get more planes in the air, which I can do. The main issue we're going to have, though, with that... What do you mean it's not up? Get out. The main issue we're going to have is going to come from... Oh, what was I on about? One second. Oh, yeah. The air wings say over here. I'm pretty sure it's still primarily comprised of those interwars. It is completely those interwars. We'll stick it in theatre anyways. More fighter, better than no fighter, maybe. And we will send some bombers to target the enemy airfields just to be a pain in the ass. Maybe we'll reduce their fighter count a little bit. I'm gonna keep on top of the computer tech as much as possible. How many divisions can we have across there now? 5. Okay. So we need another 3 divisions, which we will take from you guys, since you were the budding volunteers the first time round. Send volunteers, you guys. It's not gonna be crazy amount of increased pushing power, but it'll be useful nonetheless. We're just never gonna support you, Greece, sorry. Yeah, there we go. Green air. Might not be the best type of green air, but it's green air. Reorganize the Wehrmacht At least 23 times larger. That'll happen eventually, I'm sure. At least 50 factories. What's not met? 52 civilian factories. Oh, wait. That's also including trade factories, isn't it? Yeah. So, okay. Okay. Hands up. I didn't read that one properly. As much as I like the combined arms and the air superiority, do I want to go that? Well, yeah, Cassie's still a big thing, even if I'm focusing less on the ground. In fact, I guess Cass will be even more important with me not having dedicated tank armies and stuff. Because it's going to mean that I need to be more decisive in my air actions. Yeah. That's brilliant. Okay. Where's our reinforcing divisions? Why are they down here? What? Oh, fucking hell. You're not going to be pushing directly, you're going to just do that. You're going to go straight there, you're going to go like that. Third guy. You can stick in Germany for now. Because we're going to be doing collabs soon. We need 50% for that. Okay, we've now successfully cut Spain into like a northern and southern front, I guess. Successfully. Let's try and capitalize on the momentum to get across the river right here. We're not going to be able to do that though in my plan, are we? Yeah, because infantry is going to make more sense going this side. let's start doing the Wehrmacht Reformation stuff. Let's just grab the organisation guy. To be fair, capturing Barcelona in this case doesn't really do much because, well, they're already isolated. The most it does for us is it just means that they can't get much supply, especially if they're buying internationally. Well, if it's off on the continent, they can. Doesn't particularly change too much. He needs to go. Approve bomber sales to Yuga. That works fine. Okay, that's the northern bit sorted. Let's move south and help push along the coast. We're gonna have to move all the air over here as well. Which means the air combat is going to pick up again. Russian legacy. It has to be, I'm afraid. It's the only one that makes sense for this strat. Get off the wire, the pair of you. Stop trying to chew my headphones wire. Oh, actually, build that up. Let's only build one of them. And let's see. So, if I was to this just doesn't really have much armament, that does it? I thought it had more than that. Okay, no, not that. Heavy ship. This is going to be where we clearly. Oh. Alright, we'll use that as a starting point. Fortunately, I don't have radar yet, which will be a problem of its own when it comes to it. But we can ensure everything else looks good. That one. We need. What does that need for radar? Oh, I need to do a special project, which means I need to get that fucking Air one finished. Yeah. And then I could retrofit these to have radars on them. How many of these should we build is the question, I guess, then. And I'm thinking... Well, how many battleships does the UK have? Let's start with that. Probably way more than I'm going to be able to build. Let's call that 10. Actually, I won't be able to start with 10 because unless I absolutely go crazy on the amount of resources I'm putting into the Navy, which I still need to consider the Air Force and the Army, I'm not going to be able to. I can surge build maybe 5 because the plan is to have like 25 dockyards. Is that a good idea though? Let's have a look. Let's Right. We will have 2 types of destroyers. We'll have the attack destroyer and we'll have the defense destroyer. The defense destroyer will have more anti-sub, and then we'll look at building anti-air cruisers. I think that's how we're going to do this, maybe. This could be a very stupid idea. Keep that empty because it doesn't really matter for this application. Yeah, that. Escort, boom. Now the thing is here, we're going to need a couple of both. Probably more attack than the defending type. The cruisers are where that's going to come in handy. Oh. Actually, that's where these might be able to... Are these going to be cheaper than a cruiser though? Are they? Let's find out. We'll keep the... We don't need armor on it. Go task force, max anti-air out on these. $5,900. And if I try to make a anti-air cruiser, well, at the moment this isn't even looking like a fight. We could even strap armor to this and it would be... it would have a cheaper shipment cost than the Panzer ship. Okay, so that's our anti-air cruiser. Just because. However, we should make one additional cruiser just purely because it's a good idea, and that is our spotting cruiser, which aircraft spotter. I ran out of money, essentially there. But you know, that's something for earlier. For now, I'll queue up, like, I don't know. I have a feeling I'm going to need more dockyards than I'm building. But he's building. I'm probably going to fuck myself if I build any more dockyards. Because I've really not invested in in the army production. I've got some Air Force stuff which is increased. Oh, that's another thing. I've not built my naval bombers yet. Flying boat. I could make them cheaper. Is that going to be worth it? I have a feeling slapping fucking more guns onto these are going to be more worth it. They're not going to be strat bombing, so they're pointless. Yeah, that's going to be our naval bomber. We really need to build some mill factories. I'm starting to realise. Let's just sort Spain out first. Go fuck things up. I'm guessing that'll be the air war. Actually, oh no, they still have one airfield down here. Kill the pocket. Get me some more PP. Ooh. We're not getting you. Actually, will we? Oh, it's not fashion. Wow. Yeah, well, yeah, we're not getting him. Oh. Oh no, we have loads of trucks. I worried for a second then that I wouldn't have trucks for supply. Aha, I could do that. we'll do this, then we'll worry about new faction goal. Okay, so declare war on a Democrat, declare war on a communist. Build military R&D facilities. That seems like a good idea because I'm literally about to do that. Let's go for the air reformer. We'll go for the surface fleet guy. How are you having supply issues? Oh, super heavy battle. Straight out the bat. No, but I do think support ships. I don't know how much they affect things, but just in terms of just sensible things, being able to replenish at sea sounds like it'll go a long way in long-term planning for the Navy. We do have one aeronautical facility coming online next, so that works brilliantly. Let's grab that one actually. It's a little ahead of time, but that and extraction free is going to let me continue going down these things. And I get that I should be looking more towards starting shit. It's 38. But if I can max my economy out, then the only things I have to work on is just making sure that everything else is, well, if the economy is working, the military just needs to be nudged in the correct way in that case. You guys are just grinding away. I'll leave you to it. Right. Let's see if any of you guys can be useful first. Fuck it, pause it. Refining, mining, construction. Don't think I'm really doing any of them right now. Electric, maybe. I'm thinking the naval theorist. Yeah. Let's get the. Let's start researching the next type of battleship. And why should we start here? Maybe we don't build like intercontinental bombers, because obviously the Ural bomber and that. Maybe that's something we just skip over. Maybe we go for ICBMs, MRBMs, you know, so we could like just launch rockets from Germany hitting shit. They're far harder to intercept as well. So maybe that's the best way of doing it. No. Well, I'm not building armor really, so that's pointless. Democracy, I guess. Like, let's face it, I'm going to be declaring war on like Poland, France, and the UK, so that's just going to happen in time. Da, 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 da. Let's revisit Spain. So you guys have just been left on a battle plan most of this time. Let's see if we can do something constructive with you. Oh, wasn't needed. Didn't need to do all constructive. You just fucking killed it. Right, okay. Well, I guess. Oh, or should we just straight up hand slush? Should we go one of these guys? Oh, I can't even get Goring because I've gone the opposite way from that. Okay. War support. Stability. More war support. Less penalties from the wars. Counterintelligence. Well, we don't really need to worry about the upgrading thing. Alright, it might be Goebbels and Tot then. Let's get Tot. Can I not just cancel it? What do you mean I can't just cancel? Bugger off. Okay. Let's make sure this is up to date. That guy's return. Let's send the men back to that division. Do we have someone that's worth upgrading to Field Marshal here? Let's go with someone that's got high logistics, essentially. Yeah, we'll go with you because you beat out on the planning side of things. Find a balance. Need more chromium. Well, if there ever was going to be a time for me to press it, it would probably be now. So I could just get stability up to its max. I'm not doing flame tanks. Fuck that. Land cruisers would be funny, but kind of stupid as well. You're just gonna wait for a little bit then. Uh, less than a year till our gun deficit comes down, which is good because in less than a year that means that our army will almost double. Well, no, it'll be like a 75% increase. Yeah, 75% sounds about right. Now here's where I need to make a decision. Do I just go for it in terms of dockyards, or do I scale myself back? All or nothing. This is probably going to be the stupidest thing ever. I've still not invested shit into the military complex, the like military factories side of things. Oh, but that's not to consider. I've just got the Austrian stuff actually, haven't I? So that actually benefits us. Let's get rid of the Austrian army. Puts its stuff back into us. Unify the German states. Well, I don't actually know who's going to join the Axis. I guess the Italians probably will. Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, the usual ones. Alright, we'll do expand the thing because I'll probably pop out a couple of the Reichskommissaries as well. Just funny, just goofy. Which one's that? The first lot of the Third Army has been deployed. Let's find you a suitable general. Okay. To be fair, is it worth just deploying? Click to see. Ooh. I guess borrowed air controller makes sense. Oh. I might hold out then, because if they have motorized ones, then like, or is it worth getting them on the field now, sort of thing, and just being like, do it. Can you adjust their template as you go? I don't know. Wait. Oh shit, I've not looked at this very well, have I? I didn't realise there was regimental support now. What? Um I guess these just in theory help the individual groups here. Yeah, battalion, regiment. Yeah, makes sense. Um, it also doesn't affect the combat width by adding these in. That's a weird way around it. But it makes sense. Well, we're also about to start really bucking the things, I guess, because yeah. I guess we could. And it needs to have three, so that puts an armored value on these guys of fucking nearly 40. Oh, does mean we can really dial back on the anti-air production. I don't think we're producing that much of it though. Like, yeah, we could cut it in half. Actually, I think it's more likely we just increase everything else. Because it'd be like that effectively to even it out. Uh, we're gonna need a lot of these. Oh, fuck's sake. Let's duplicate it. SP, heavy tank, SP. Then we'll do that. We'll just. Does it help in a meaningful way? I have the caps lock on. Who the? Yeah. Do that. Do that. Kill them off. And then I don't know. Could we just swap an entire army over in one go? I guess that's a thing, though, isn't it? Actually, in this, I wouldn't need that towed artillery anymore. I could just completely get rid of that. Swap the engineers for the assault engineers eventually, but yeah. Save that. What's these guys' speed? 4 kilometers an hour. Yeah. When we move it into motorized and stuff, I'm gonna have to upgrade the tanks engines. But for now, it's all working out. Uh, da, 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 da. I'm gonna get that one. Over to you. Infantry. Oh, you're sort of going to be assault infantry, aren't you? Really? Eventually, it'll go to mobile infantry. So we have to do that now. Breakthrough. I'm gonna do that now. I need to sort that out. Armored infantry support. That is essentially the backbone of what I'm doing with the tanks. Da, 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 da. I guess it's one of those where self-propelled in that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Let's. bring that fan to blow directly on me, more or less. Luckily, it's not getting picked up by the mic, so that's good. Got more infantry. There we go. Yeah, because I really am going to have to ramp this production up. Really like that. Yeah, it'll have to be one. Because by the time they're built, I'll be able to build the next generation on a completely different platform. Yeah. Another spy. In fact, send you to Poland. You and you. Commence when ready. And just go to Paddy. Yeah, infantry. That guy. You're gonna need to. Fact. Yeah, get it, dude. Swedish chromium. Thinking about it, I'm gonna need those convoys being built because otherwise, I'm gonna have a severe issue doing anything that's not on the continent. Because the 130 I've currently got. No, not 130. 200 I've currently got. Free of supplying somewhere. What's the supply map? Because apparently we're sending shit from Kiel to Wilhelmshaven. God knows why. We will. Exercise the main fleet. Bring the subs to readiness. These are early subs. They're going to basically die straight away. There's not really much point trying to keep them alive. I've also put no research into subs, so I'm not going to have an extensive U-boat fleet. It might be worth having a limited run of them. Well, I say limited, just like a somewhat restricted production line, so I can maintain maybe 2 free wolf packs. But past that, there's not going to be much need. I am gonna just convert this entire army into this and let everything catch up on its own. It's gonna fuck with the army so much, but yeah. High Seas Fleet. What's this then? Actually, one of you will be a completely different army. You see, there it is. Improved battleship. Do we have the next set of guns? Let's make sure we do before I start building that. Because ideally, I still need to get radar. Which... How far are we through on that? So hopefully not much longer left on it. Because these are going to be coming out in the next 2 years, give or take. Which means the next 5 battleships will be coming out probably in like 43, 44. Which isn't great, but what can you do? Huh. Turns out I already have them. 1 second, like... Yeah, I'm not making you. I actually do need a different type of cruiser though. I've just realised I haven't been building the scout cruiser. Yeah, that should do us a little bit for now. Buh, 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 buh. Yeah, why not? Radar, that is what we want. Which means if we go over here, the new battleships can be designed. Oh, actually, didn't I have a new set of guns for them? 30 days away. There we go. Some new guns. We'll get that infantry equipment, and then we'll go for the mechanized. At the moment, we're still having to get everything else into production fully first, so being delayed on mechanized is not going to hurt us. Does mean that pushing the initial push into anywhere is going to be a little slower, but I'm sure we can manage. We will put the big boy army over here because they're the guys that hopefully just gonna fuck shit up in general. I'm gonna put the rest of you on checks because that'll be the first point of potential conflict. We're gonna stop just exercising everyone so we're not wasting guns anymore. And we will the next row of tanks is going to be done as well, but I might have a look into we're going to have to consider that as well. Grab that. Right. Don't need that just yet. Need to start thinking about it, but not just yet. Oh no. Oh, that's funny. How the fucking auto-corrected that, I will never know. So the miss is out, and that's who I keep like looking away from the stream to reply to. And whilst messaging that I haven't gotten into any major wars yet on this side on the game, when I put war in, it auto-corrected for some reason to wardrobe. So it just made me sound like I was playing some sort of dress-up game or some crazy thing like that. Let's get a collab on France. Okay. The Navy definitely could be in a better position, but all things considered, I think we're looking like we're in a decent place. Well, you know, definitely could be better considering we're nearly 2k in the hole with our self-propelled artillery and nearly 1 with self-propelled anti-tank. But, you know, maybe I am actually just going to have to ramp up the construction numbers on those massively. Okay, so let's double all the numbers. Uh, bu- 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 bu. Let's start building that. Let's improved heavy ship. Alright, 1 second. Let's do this properly. Heavy ship. Battery, 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 battery. Big guns every fucking where. There should be a 5th set of guns. That's just not showing. Better show the secondary. It does show the secondaries though. Oh well. Well, actually, there's 2 sets of guns that's not showing. But that is not important because this set of battleships will have radars. That's a shame. We're gonna lose some production value on them. Didn't realize they started with it. Oh well. Another Tippett and Bismarck. Are we currently building them? Yeah. They're built like 7 days apart. Let them fill themselves in eventually. Sure. That's good. Still got to fix a couple other things, but overall, we're looking like we're in a good place. And we're still on track, to be fair, because the war didn't start till September 39. And considering we're actually in a pretty strong place, I don't think there's out to be concerned about. I'll do that. Let's. Anyone who needs to train up to the next sort of level should train to the next level. Yeah, let's accept the Italians, I guess. Is it where getting a super battleship? Alright. I don't know if I have anyone who's actively like watching, listening, or even going to willingly talk. But if there is someone who wants to see a German super heavy battleship built, let me know in the chat. I'm going to hold on to that for now. Because I don't know if I want to do that. I love the idea, but it also sounds like it's just going to take way more of my resources. Yeah, I'm not replacing the guns yet. I'll research the mech so I can hopefully get the next. So I can maybe get the HQs into the field as mechanized units and start building up towards it. But yeah. Oh, wait. Oh shit, I actually have a full thing I have to do. Oh, okay. 4 carriers. Heavy cruisers. Battle cruisers. Shit. Shit. I have no doubt the destroyers, light cruisers, and battleships will be built. I'm gonna have to. Okay. Okay. Right. I don't want to just build dockyards. I want to like work it with these. Because yeah, probably to build all that, there is gonna need to be a massive extra investment in this stuff because we're not just talking. Well, I've got 4. I've already built 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 battleships already in. Destroyers, 100 destroyers. I've got 2 runs going, which is making one every couple months. Yeah, I'm gonna have to increase destroyer production. Cruiser production means that'll need to be increased as well. Light cruisers actually might get away, but 100 destroyers now, that needs to massively increase. And I'm not even building battle cruisers, carriers, or heavy cruisers at the moment, so I need to get onto that. What is it meant to make me fully like side by side with the British almost? I guess that's the theory. It puts me ahead of them, right? Because 3 battle cruisers, that's probably about equal 20 heavy cruisers. Yeah, about there. Okay, just the naval planning just took a very sharp increase. All right, short term develop. I need to have at least 3 members for that. Right. And then we'll go for that. Urbanization. We will demand the state and land. We'll do a bit of this because the extra mill factories and stuff will help us. Right. Actually, on that note, occupied territories. I don't actually have an occupation over Austria. I thought I would. I forgot that that's not a thing. It automatically just becomes like cause. I feel like extensive is going to be needed. Yeah. I want to improve the fucking heavy tanks because we have the new hulls. But at the same time, I don't think that's going to be a good idea right now. We're not when we're so far behind. We don't even have one army equipped with these guys. We need to have a stockpile before we worry about that. Yeah, we just, yeah. We've hit a point though where the heavy tank stockpile is declining because of the amount we're converting. So that's good on one part, kinda. good and not good, depending on your viewpoint. Alright. Guns are almost all sorted. Maybe we just fuck that army off for now. Gives us nearly a 10k gun surplus. Let's start modernising the guns. And we will do the same guys again for a second one. Get us some more of that. Let's do that. One, two. Right, we need to. I'm just gonna gobble it up. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Yeah, let's invite Romania. Okay, that's the Sudetenland taken, which means we've got a few extra factories, which is lovely. What are we short on? Obviously, we're still short on self-propelled artillery and tank destroyers. Maybe I just start building the next set of convert tanks. Right, yeah, let's quickly make something cheap. Yeah, we'll do welded armor. We'll do diesel engines. The gun doesn't really matter because this is where this is just a starting template. Fate of the Czechs. Now medium howitzer. I'm still going to be keeping everything else the same. It's just a conversion tank. Radio. Fuel. Sloped armor. And how fast can we get it? Well, considering the reliability just dips under 100, we could probably get it to like 6 kilometers or something. But no, that's not. I really hope I can get a better gun before I start producing this one. Because at least the last one was the artillery was an improvement. This is not an improvement. Well, the armor might be, but that's the only thing that's an improvement. Likewise, I don't think the AA on this is going to be an improvement. Obviously, the armor is across the board on all 3 of them. No, this is going to be an anti-air tank. It'd go and actually, you're not a Porsche, you're dead. I might just start producing. Is it worth? Yep. Well, you're no good for me when it comes to rubber then. Who do I buy from? Oh god. My need for rubber. Hello. Let's not buy from someone I'm likely going to lose connection with. So let's go that way. Right. This shows an emphasis on the fact that I do need to research these more. Anti-tank is probably a little bit more important than anti-air. I don't intend to lose the air war. But not intending to does not mean it won't happen. Okay. So this is where I'm going to start building these, because they can just slot into the current the division I'm building towards. Yeah, that works. Improve fire control. Let's improve radio. But I'm gonna have to build a physics place as well. I'm hitting that point where I just need to. Okay. Oh shit, actually, am I maxed out on the... Yeah, it's capped. Don't care about you right now. Strike aircraft. Um... Like, wouldn't be bad, but I am building specific bombers for naval warfare. However, I guess when I get around to the carriers, ground naval coordination would actually be decent. Uh, air attack range. I'm just gonna go pinpoint strikes. Um, heavy bomber, heavy aircraft. Deep ocean, air. Yeah. Uh, it would have to be that or coastal air patrol. Nah, I'm gonna go deep ocean. I feel like this is where uh, medium aircraft. It's gonna be 50-50. It's either gonna be tactical level strategic bombing. Well, yeah, I guess that would be the right word for it because the plan wouldn't be to use them to destroy an entire industry. It would be to. I guess that's still strategic bombing, really, isn't it? Fuck it. Theatre interdiction, as it's called there. Um, screens. Screen support, focus. Yeah. And capital strips. It is going to be that mostly, isn't it? Yeah. Which means I need to go name a private fleet actually in that regards. Because I don't think we already have one, unless I'm. Oh, we do. Right there. Until the Bismarck is floated in like 6 months. So why death? put a squeeze on them. Set up a Slovakian puppet state. Yeah, let's do that. Fuck it. You know what? Of course it did. We will do this. Well, we're not going to call in Slovenia. We're just going to go park it there. And then we'll drive through Poland when that comes. Okay. Well, Hungary has gone to war with the Carpathia Ukraine, which is slightly funny. Right, so we will want cannon, cannon, cannon. Wait too much. Alright, we'll have to wait for the new engine. Because otherwise we're putting less cannons in than our current fighters. The British set up a blockade on us as well, have they? Okay. I guess this is where I'm going to have to just put a little bit of my own pressure onto the seas. Did not realise they come in batches of 50 tens. This way. Control that way. To be fair, let's put more of the focus into sort of patrolling out this way. Let's also light cruiser spotting, and is it that I'm building? What's the light cruiser that's not spotting? That, okay, yeah. Light cruiser spotting and light cruiser. That, because they're anti-air cruisers. Let's make a couple of these. And we'll create a main task force thing. We'll go for like 4 battleships, a battle cruiser, 2 heavy cruisers. We're not making those. We're not making those. 10 of them. 25 of them. 25 of them. 2 of them. Is that enough screens? I think that's more than enough screens. Oh, and because we will at some point have them, two carriers per group like this. Go for British Malaya, I guess. Turk. Disputed Operation Bolivia. Ooh. Tot has the complete trust of Zephyra. Buh, 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 buh. Let's do that. Just see. We probably won't use that. I'll be completely honest, but it opens up possibilities that would be kind of funky. Cannon, cannon, cannon. Engine 3. Self-sealing fuel tanks. Don't really think there's anything else that's worth putting in here. Because yeah, I'll make it too heavy. Do it. That's the new fighters. And the new fighters are heavy boys. Well, expensive boys, I guess, is the correct thing to say here. So we need to get more rubber. Which might mean we're going to have to scramble to do some synthetics, really. Yeah, we're going to have to. Soviet-German trade agreement. Mmm. That sounds nice. Buh, 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 buh. Okay. Okay. Mm. And oh, okay. Avenge the Treaty of Versailles, I guess. Expand the. Let's do joint research. Like, there's not too much I can do about the spying in my own country right now. Let's get more of that. Don't need as much of that. I'm going to reduce dependence on you. Or cut dependence completely from you. We've almost doubled the initial plan for dockyards. Well, I guess let's make some trains, because we're apparently short on trains. Let's also start making some mech. What are you doing? Cat and dog making noises. Well, let's shift you over and start converting from the new heavies. Let's get you. Pulling from you. We're going to lose touch with Portugal for a short time during the initial war. I'm going to need something like that. Both of you can just be stripped out. That, and then if we go occupied territories, we'll swap it to close that. MP, there we go. And we won't use that, we'll use local police forces where possible. I think that's probably the best option. We shall weather it together. Guess that, and then I guess I'll become the fucking spy master. Joint command doesn't sound like a terrible idea, actually. He's going to be better at this. It doesn't really matter. Go stick you up there. Hello. Benji, get down. Yeah, I'm not helping you guys. Oh wait. When the fuck did that uh alt apart. And then just you two, I guess, come here for that. Right. Let's make sure everything is in place because this is just a shit show. We will research transports because I imagine that's going to be the best way for us to get over the channel. Yep. Ah. Who's justifying on me? Excuse me, Soviets? Oh, it's going to be because of Romania, isn't it? Bessarabia. And Romania's probably not going to give it up. Don't worry, Britain. I'm coming. I'm not coming straight into the war. I'm not stupid. I had nothing ready. Well, that being said, I probably had a more ready army than I could think, really. It's probably the best time for me just to go for it, given the fact that I don't have to fight anything in the east yet. One patrol, 2 naval strike. Go for strike force. Patrol, patrol. Okay, so I've got a couple more minutes, but then I'm going to have to go. So it looks like this is going to have to be a two-part stream. We're at 1940. Italy started World War II by attacking Greece. We're going to take the opportunity to jump France whilst we've got everything prepared, and our east is somewhat protected by Poland existing. And the way our main army is set up is that it should be able to just hunt through most things. So we're going to hope that that's right and just try and punch straight through the Maginot, which is working. Okay. A lot of things happening. Let's grab that. Southeastern claims has been done. Molotov-Ribbentrop. Let's see if we can force that through before the Russians come charging at us. Okay. So the rubber situation is just hit us. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make all of the oil refineries priority construction. Right, let's try to concentrate the good army. Oh, piss. Okay, that army needs to rush back to Poland. I brought the army away from Poland because, you know, Poland was neutral, but then it joined the Allies! Fuck! And it's now attacking. Quick. Oh no! Shit! I pulled everything off the French line! Oh, misclicks. Are you taking the piss? Oh. I just punched through the magic. Luckily, the French apparently seem to be docile. They're not actually attempting to push me. And the main army corps seems to be able to just push through the Polish without any resistance. Okay. There was a couple moments where that seemed really bad for us. But looks like we might be fine.
Bereit zum Ausrücken. Bereit zum Ausrücken. Ihre Befehle?
French are trying to fucking swim into Danzig. Oh. Alright, well... This is a freeway Second World War then, because the Allies just said no to Russia invading Poland.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
The Allies apparently didn't like Iraq.
Achtung!
The Allies are quite aggressive this game. Right, that is Poland completely collapsed.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Come on, pick,
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
kill the remaining pockets.
Achtung!
Oh shit, sirens. Let's put spies into France really quick. Incoming raid on the Reichstag. Well,
Bereit zum Ausrücken. Zeigt es ihnen. Zuhören.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to call it there for the night. I'll come back to it next time. Peace.